How y'all doing, man? It's Lost in Seattle. And Kyrie Irving, this kind of has ballooned. I didn't think this would be something that lasts this long. I thought there was some point kind of find a way to get him through the cracks and move on because they don't want this to become a big story. But it seemed like they want to make an example out of him. So if you don't know who Kyrie Irving is, I don't know how you don't, but maybe you don't watch sports. Kyrie Irving, the former #1 overall pick out of Duke, was drafted to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Played there for a couple years. LeBron came, won the championship, went to the finals a couple times, decided to ask for a trade, went to the Celtics, had a successful first half of the Celtics season. They were the #1 seed. He goes down with an injury. The team goes on to go against the Cavaliers and take it to 7 games where they lost. The Cavaliers won. Kyrie Irving then comes in the next season, has to deal with the inflated egos of his teammates who think they don't need him to win. So he deals with that all season. Then he decides to leave. Let's be honest, he quit on the Celtic team. He decided to leave that team and go to the Nets with Kevin Durant. The first year there, injuries happen. KD can't play. He don't play. Off season comes. They had to cancel the season postpone the season. I'm sorry, because of the COVID situation. Then the George Floyd situation happened. The NBA comes back for the bubble. Kyrie Irving says, "I don't want to play. I don't think we should play because there's too much social stuff going on right now. We'll be a distraction." They ignored him, continue to play. Breonna Taylor happens. The players walk out. Then decide, okay, we'll play. The Clippers and the Lakers voted, no, let's not play. But majority rules. They decide to finish the playoffs. Lakers win. Coming to last season, that just happened. The Bucks win the championship. Now we're here. And a couple players say, I don't want to be vaccinated. Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, Andrew Wiggins, who decided he did want to be vaccinated. Kyrie Irving has stood on it.
For now.
Now, let me say this. Kyrie Irving, you showed me this story. When he said he wasn't vaccinated, and in New York, there's a ban on people from going into gymnasiums. So
Unvaccinated
people. But it changed because they then announced, oh no, actually, that's not considered an actual gym. It's a private property. So yeah, Kyrie Irving can practice.
But then somebody at the top.
Somebody got into the Sean Marks or the owner of the Nets ear and said, no, Kyrie not playing. So the Nets decided to come out publicly. Because you pointed out, Kyrie Irving in his interview, what did he say?
He said everything gonna be handled behind the scenes. That's how he deals with his team.
I don't want to do this publicly.
He don't discuss things publicly.
But the team did it publicly.
That's his private business.
The team gave him an ultimatum publicly.
Because they had to publicly shame him, because if he's leading a pack, if more people come out and say...
Well, I agree with Kyrie.
I think if the Wiggins guy wouldn't have gotten the vaccine...
Because there's 3 names that was ever... It was 3 names. Now it's 2. Now you're not hearing Bradley Beal's name like that.
Which means...
I don't think he's been vaccinated. But they're focusing on Kyrie because he's a lightning rod.
I'm going to tell you. If Kyrie Irving does not get that vaccination shot, I'm going to have a lot of respect for him.
Let me say this.
If he don't
what?
If he do get it, that lets me know that this is a storyline. It don't mean that it's not a storyline, even though he does not decide to take it.
Well, you going into a 3-dimensional thinking.
Everybody got a script.
Yeah, it's a storyline for everybody. But Kyrie Irving, they came out and said, if you don't get vaccinated, you will not play. We don't want a part-time player, we want a full-time player. And he's had so many people, so many news outlets, the liberal ones, not the conservatives, now came out and called him stupid, said he's selfish and all this other stuff.
Now, if he does not play, I think if he would have sat out and if he does not end up playing, they said they're going to fine him up to $16 million.
Oh, we're going to see that in this video here, what ABC had to say. This is ABC talking about an NBA player. Remember, this a year ago, they were talking about NBA players that they were the greatest of the former athlete.
Because they were woke.
Don't shut up they started a whole shut up and dribble thing. Don't do that. They're more than the athlete. All of a sudden, that don't mean nothing. Let me show you what they had to say on this right here.
Coronavirus emergency and the battle over vaccines. The governor of Texas banning mandates in his state, and the Brooklyn Nets banning star guard Kyrie Irving from the team unless he gets vaccinated. Stephanie Ramos is live at the Nets home arena in Brooklyn. Good morning, Stephanie.
Robin, good morning. Many people here in New York are opting to walk away from their employer because they don't want to get the COVID vaccine. NBA star Kyrie Irving is now a part of that group. And with just 1 week to go until the start of the regular NBA season, it's unclear when he'll play at Barclays again.
Irving, oh, he's a machine!
This morning, the Brooklyn Nets losing one of their stars, NBA player Kyrie Irving. The Nets announcing Irving will not play or practice with the team until he gets the COVID vaccine.
Kyrie's made it clear that he has a choice in this matter, and it's ultimately going to be up to him what he decides. You know, we respect the fact that he has a choice.
The 7-time All-Star talking about his vaccination status a week and a half ago.
Honestly, I like to keep that stuff private. I just would love to just keep that private and handle it the right way with my team.
The NBA does not have a vaccine mandate for players, but New York City's COVID vaccine mandate requires a person to prove they have at least one COVID vaccine shot to enter indoor gyms, including Barclays Center, the home of the Nets. Initially, Irving was going to sit out home games only, but the team deciding he wouldn't play at all.
We were going to have to for sure play without him this year.
According to the Washington Post, this can cost Irving more than $16 million in fines. And in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott signing an executive order banning all state entities requiring a COVID.
That's all about Kyrie. I don't care about other stuff. It's funny how they brought that up because he's banning mandates. I bet you he wish he played in Texas. I bet you he wish instead of having James Harden traded to the Nets, they would have took their ass to Houston. But
we'll talk about more Texas we
talk about that this weekend
on the podcast.
But it's not just $16 million he's up to lose. It has been reported by Shams, who's a reliable source, that the Nets have already said they're not offering him an extension. That extension is worth $196 million.
It's a coincidence that the fines are going to be $16 million, and I think if he sits out, he still earns $17 million.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't care about this money. He make more money off his shoe deal than all the other endorsements that he do
but
with
I'm
NBA
saying
contracts.
is 16. That only leaves him $1 million, so they're clearly trying to
take his money. Yeah,
take his money.
That's the point. Is like I said, this has really showed the head of sports media because they was kowtowing to these NBA players for years now. Calling them the Players League. Remember that? They call the NBA the Players League. The players run it. Somebody clearly got in the Nets top gear's head and said he's not playing. He's not playing without being vaccinated.
Because we can't have him spreading this to other major players that decide they don't want to take the
most of them have already
vaccine.
been vaccinated. All the stars at least. It's just Kyrie and Bradley Beal. As far as we know, it's just Kyrie and Bradley Beal.
As far as we know, because not all states are mandated.
Yeah, so vaccines, the states is not mandating it. It's not,
and
really
the NBA
effective.
is not mandating it. Only where certain parts,
Oh man. Well, you know who we got to talk about?
Every time I see this channel, I just sigh.
Black News Channel.
Black News Channel.
This, out of all the stuff I've heard, obviously we're gonna get to Stephen A. Smith. This might have been one of the most This might have been one of the worst things I've seen. How she spoke about this. Now, keep in mind, they're calling Kyrie Irving selfish. This is the man who bought George Floyd's mom, I believe, a house. This is the person who paid for the funeral of Breonna Taylor. This is the person who's donated a million, I think it was, or more, to the WNBA players. This is the selfish person they're saying.
It might have donated to other people too.
I believe 100% he donated to Umar Johnson.
I wasn't gonna say that,
but I don't think Umar's.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Why not say it? We ain't nobody. If they find us, then we did a good job, baby.
I'm just a no of them.
Well, we are somebody, but we not.
No, it's a song called
I know
just
I'm saying.
Nobody.
I said we're not nobody. We are. Don't get it twisted. But
damn, I'm a nobody.
But Umar, I believe he donated to Umar, but Umar understand you keep some stuff on the low. But it's crazy how the media just turned on them. Let me show you what Black News Channel had to say about Kyrie Irving.
This ain't no Black News Channel. This is People of Color Channel.
Listen how they spoke about this man.
I told you what I think of Kyrie and this whole nonsense thing. And I've been done. I probably, maybe a couple of days before you, I said I wasn't. It is a personal choice. And he can choose not to get the vaccine. And I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. Just stay away from me. And stay away from everybody. And everybody should stay away from you, including the NBA. And I don't know why they don't just get rid of him, except maybe it's something to do with the collective bargaining, the players, and their whole...
She's literally making an argument right now that players have too much power. I don't know why they haven't got rid of him. I guess the collective bargaining agreement. So you're saying he should be going?
Just because
he won't get vaccinated. Think about it for a second. He just don't want to get vaccinated. That's it. It's
and
not.
She said, "Stay away from." You know what? Fuck y'all. That's talking about stay away from. You know what?
I try to go without cursing this video.
Stay the fuck away from me if you got that. If you took that shit.
So we can't even go into detail why he's making that comment because it'll get anyway.
I can't even say.
Just stop. Let's go ahead and finish this.
You know, bipolar approach to this COVID
calling him
nonsense, but he's not a role model.
He's not a role model now.
You're not a role model either.
He's troubled.
He's troubled. He's something wrong with him.
In some way, I don't know what way, but that's just what I'm going to say. He's troubled when it comes to navigating COVID, and I wish that people often complain, and I hate it when they put athletes in a box like they can only do one thing. They're some of the smartest people on the planet, and some of the
I don't know about that. I think some athletes are very intelligent, but I wouldn't say athletes are the smartest people on the planet.
He says some of them are the smartest people on the planet.
Oh, okay.
The dumbest people on the planet, just like the rest of us. It's really not.
Oh, did he say dumb?
Hold on.
Or she said dumb?
I don't know if he was saying that with the smartest people on the planet.
We don't know.
Or was he saying it right when she said the dumbest part? Let's see.
It's really not right. It's really not wrong. Just like the rest of us. It's really not. They're some of the smartest people on the planet, and some of the dumbest people on the planet, just like the rest of us.
So he's calling him one of the dumbest people on the planet.
Yep, sure did.
This is Black News Channel talking about a black man.
So when Kyrie Irving see him,
oh yeah,
it should be an ass whooping on site.
No, it's not that. It's because he's a journalist. It's understood now what line you are. You over there now. So there's no mistake when I see you. Why I ignore you? There's no hey smile and the handshake. There's nothing there.
It's really not right. It's really not rocket.
Hold on. Why not give him an opportunity to come on here and talk?
Well, he probably won't come on here at this point. If I was him, I would spit in the camera.
I'm talking about before this happened.
I would spit in the camera.
They should have given him an opportunity to come on here and kind of.
They already made comments about it. I would spit in the camera and tell him.
Well, I ain't spitting no camera.
I would.
It's very smart.
Okay, to figure this whole thing out. Right, but at the end of the day, this coddling, it gets on my nerves. And
once again, remember that narrative they started how the black man is coddled in America? Is she saying Kyrie Irving is coddled, or is she saying athletes are coddled?
It gets on a lot of people's nerves, okay? And it has nothing to do with the money they make. You know, I love wealth. I love black wealth. It's fine. The coddling of, I don't know what we should do, and I don't, and yeah, and that, and this and that.
Is this a journalist? What is she doing? Talk about mental issues. What's going on with this woman?
We've been said she had mental issues.
We said that months ago. Something wrong with this woman. She's
off her damn rocker.
Why is she always looking off into the room?
Because she's off. She's the fucking bipolar one.
You're supposed to look into the camera. Like, what's wrong with this woman? Like, she started the show with messing with her hair, fixing the microphone. It's like, is she okay? And okay, let's move on to the next person that we want to get into. So we talked about what Black News Channel pretty much are saying he should be out of the league, get rid of him, kick him out of society, not just the NBA. Because the way these people talking, they don't want you to be able to make money if you're not vaccinated. And we're seeing with all these people that's deciding to leave the workforce because of it. It's an easy choice. It's a choice that some people are having to make, and they're making it. Let's see what Stephen A. Smith, we know this is the same person a few days ago that when John Gruden came out and called a black man Michelin lips. And somebody in the comment section, I'm sorry, but I forgot you now, do comment on our video. And he said, well, would we say the same thing if you said something about an Asian man's eyes? And I thought, that's true. I wouldn't even make an argument if it's not racist. I wouldn't even make the argument if if an Asian coach was in the NFL and John Gruden said something about his eyes. I wouldn't even try to say, well, it's not really racist. I would say that he's clearly being racist.
How's that racist?
When you mock somebody's eyes because they're Asian?
Well, they're known for having slanted eyes.
But you're mocking it. That's racist.
I'm not mocking it.
How you not? I don't know what you're arguing right now, so we're not even going to this because I don't know what you're arguing. I'm saying if you mock somebody for having Asian eyes, that is racist.
Don't try to sun me.
I'm not sunning you.
You're not. Can I get my point across?
I'm pointing. You're about to go into a point I'm not making. You're saying I'm not mocking. We're talking about if you are mocking. I know you got time for that Asian hate shit. I already know. I'm making the point that if you are mocking an Asian person because of their eyes, that is quote unquote racist.
Well, it's not racist. They do have slanted eyes. Black people are known for having one of our features is having
so is that racist?
Prominent lips. One of their features that they're known for having is having slanted eyes. That's not racist.
So you saying neither is racist. Mocking someone because of their lips is not racist, and mocking someone because of their eyes, an Asian person because of their eyes, is not racist.
Y'all motherfuckers is too.
I'm asking you a question. You can
Everything is racist.
You can say yes or no. It's not forcing you to say nothing.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna let it go.
All right. So anyway, Stephen A. Smith came out in defense of John Gruden, saying, we should move forward, move on, not a big deal.
Which we thought was some bullshit.
All right, we're moving on. Until the emails came out about the women and the alleged homophobic and transphobia. That's when it was like, all right, get him out of here. So it's no surprise that he has no problem telling Kyrie Irving and the NBA to get rid of him. Let's see what Stephen A. Smith had to say.
The Brooklyn Nets need to get rid of Kyrie Irving. He got to go. He's just a problem. He's just a problem. I want to put everything in its proper perspective, Keyshawn, Kendrick, Molly. There's a whole bunch of people out here, myself included, maybe not you, Key, but a lot of us that had reservations about taking the vaccine.
Understood.
But we took it.
Yes.
Not just because of us, but because of the people that we were going to be around. And more importantly, the obligations that we have. I don't get vaccinated, I can't do first take. I don't do first take, I'm leaving everybody stranded. Not to mention compromising my own bankroll and bottom line, which I was not going to do. Let me be very, very clear about that. Okay.
Well, you just show your integrity can be bought.
You care more about money than you do about your health.
You won't stand on anything. That's what you just said. But he said
he all about the money.
He's already said this in the past.
I apologize for that to a damn soul, all right? That's how I...
And if you're in corporate America, that's kind of the mindset you have to have. If you're in corporate America, it's dog eat dog world. Whatever you won't do, somebody else will. So if he didn't take that jab and keep first take, somebody else would have took that jab and got on first take. So
role, okay? Having said all of that, even if that were not the case, if I'm a member of a team and we've aligned and we're mission minded, I'm not going to be the one to jump off the train to compromise the mission. Okay? I'm going to be the one that stands pat and is like, yo, this is what we doing, this is what we got to do. Kevin Durant, 6.2 billion plus people have taken the vaccine. Whatever conspiracy Kyrie Irving wants to come up with, all right, good luck with that. But the bottom line is that means you're looking at everybody else who's taking the vaccine, and that's the position that you're maintaining. People out there who don't want to take the vaccine, that's your personal choice. I get where you're coming from with that, but you evidently ain't a part of a team.
So I ask this question again. When the Milwaukee Bucks made a decision to walk off the floor after Breonna Taylor's murder and said they weren't going to play, were they being against the NBA? He makes the point, you were paid to do a job. Were they not paid to do a job? Or is it okay to walk off then?
They pick and choose when it's okay for you to do something.
When the Lakers and the Clippers voted to leave the bubble, allegedly, voted to leave the bubble and not even finish, were they going against their jobs? When Kyrie Irving decided, I'm not playing in the bubble because I don't want to be a distraction to the social issues going on right now, was he being against his team then? He didn't play and nobody had a problem with it. So I don't understand why it's so antagonistic now that he decided he don't want to play without the vaccine.
You know,
he seems like a person that stood on something then, and he's standing on something now.
It's terrible. I'm going to say this. It's terrible that you have your own people attacking you. And I hate to say it, you go to the comment section.
They're agreeing with him.
White people are like, good for Kyrie. I like him even more now.
That's the thing. Now they're painting Kyrie as a conservative. Kyrie Irving. The media is trying to paint Kyrie Irving as a conservative right-winger because he don't want a vaccine.
They align people who have not taken the vaccine with Trump.
And even though he is pro-vaccine, Trump has told people to take the vaccine. How am I anti-vaccine? Or they call it, what's the word they use now? I forgot the word. It says
anti-vaxxer?
Yeah. How am I anti-vaxxer and a Trump supporter at the same? What? He's pro-vaccine.
The man has said, it's
the Trump scene. Let me show you another clip with Stephen A. Smith.
He got more?
Yeah. A couple more. I'm going to go show you another one too. So this one here's another, might be from the same show. he gave his some more opinions on Kyrie Irving's decision not to be vaccinated.
But I've been covering the NBA now for almost 25 years. I mean, this is some of the stupidest nonsense I've ever seen. Just flat out stupid. So let me get this straight. So if the reports are true, because we don't know whether they are or not, okay, but let's give credit to Sham and others who have reported this. It is what it is. Let's go with that, okay? If it is true, Jay, if it is true, Marcus, so you don't have a problem with taking the vaccine, your position is that you're going to sit up there and compromise the championship aspirations of an organization you signed on to represent.
Did the Milwaukee Bucks, did Giannis Antetokounmpo in 2020 cost his team a championship by deciding to stage that walkout? And they didn't win it. They ended up getting smoked by the Miami Heat and then beat them the next year. Was he a distraction? Were the Milwaukee Bucks a distraction to their own team?
When he signed the contract, was he aware that if COVID came up that he was going to have to take a vaccine? Y'all are fucking stupid.
I signed a contract
before this happened. Was that in my contract?
That has nothing to do with my contract.
See, this is the thing that a lot of people are using. They were like, well, no.
My contract can have nothing to do with
my
COVID. Contract
can have nothing about if a mandate came about or if it's anything in a contract that says if there would be a mandate for a disease that may come, you would have to take a vaccine. That's not in his contract.
And if it was in the contract, he would have to take it because he signed a contract to take it.
This is just absolutely bullshit.
You coaxed Kevin Durant into signing on to represent. You played the role in coaxing James Harden into signing on to represent. You're going to compromise all of that because you want to give a voice to the voiceless.
What?
Really?
That was his point. That was Kyrie Irving. Behind the scenes, it said that Kyrie Irving said that he wanted to be a voice to the voice. He never said that publicly.
Because people,
there are a lot of people who feeling like look, whether you take it yourself or not, that's none of my business. My point, there's a lot of people who working, who are being told, hey, you got until this date if you're not vaccinated.
Like I'm just sitting around waiting.
Yeah, if you're not vaccinated by this date, you got to go. There's a lot of people who like, man, what I'm gonna do? Where I'm going? Like, how is this fair? I don't want to.
We don't have 100 people. We don't have 100 employees at the job I work at. So I'm waiting for Biden to drop it down to 20. Damn, we get 15. I'm like, oh,
it's over.
It's over.
But I'm wondering. I've seen people say that the Kyrie Irving situation proves that mandates work.
No, it don't.
No, the reason why they're saying it is he's being forced to give away millions or take the vaccine. It works. How is that working?
Well, I tell you what, people who ain't already got shit.
Oh, they're gonna be like, well, I don't give a damn.
I don't got shit, no way.
I'll get another job. I don't care. So a lot of people who are just quitting and going to another job. I wonder if a lot of nurses are quitting and they're like, I know you're gonna need me in a couple months. I quit now. You'll call back in a couple months when you ain't got nobody to work.
Well, sadly.
Now they're gonna call them back. I say early next year they'll be calling a lot of those people back, telling them to come back in.
And how is that going to work out for you, Kyrie Irving? You're going to disappear from the game of basketball? Who the hell is going to be interested in what you have to say?
Wow.
When you have proven that you can't even be trusted enough to do your damn job.
Whoa.
A job you volunteered for. This ain't the military where you were drafted.
You hear what he said? Who gonna give a damn about what you got to say when you
Once again, when he took on this contract, he did not know that COVID was going to happen and he was going to be forced to put something in his body that he may not feel comfortable doing.
Circumstances change. It is what it is.
Well, look how he's talking about this man. Like
crazy.
Nobody's want to. Well, why would anybody want to hear Colin Kaepernick? Who is he?
They don't want us to get in that bag.
Who the fuck is he?
They don't want us to get in that bag.
So
Colin Kaepernick took it. Was he? Oh,
because Colin Kaepernick is woke.
Hold on. Stephen A. Smith was against Colin Kaepernick.
Okay.
So he's standing on his principle, being against Kyrie Irving.
Well, it's contradicting what he's saying because a lot of people wanted to hear what Colin Kaepernick had to say, so they would want to hear what
Kyrie Irving has to say.
Exactly.
But he was against the Colin Kaepernick situation as well.
You chose to play basketball. You chose to enter the NBA. You chose to sign that contract as a free agent to go to.
It's like the devil's talking to you, and you being judged Or you about to go, you in hell and you say, you chose to do this. You chose to do that. So because I'm good at something and I chose to pursue this as a profession,
hold on, let me say this.
I'm going to be judged.
Let me say this. I hear a lot of people say that NBA players, to be an NBA player, to play in the NBA is a privilege. And I'm looking at the demographics of the NBA and it's 80-some% black. And I'm like, is it really a privilege for those players to be in the NBA, or is it a privilege for that NBA to have those players? Clearly, but that'd be such a small percentage of the American population, yet overwhelmingly dominate the sport.
It's a privilege for the NBA to have those players.
I'm sure if the NBA truly made it a mandate and other teams other countries across the world started saying, hey, come play for us, we'll pay you the same money, I guarantee the NBA will, hold, okay. Europe right now hoping the NBA players will leave the NBA and come to them, the Euro League and stuff. China been hoping, praying. You know what China would do with Kyrie Irving? If Kyrie Irving decided I'm gonna go play in China or I'm gonna go play in Europe, it'd be ridiculous. So believe me, he can make the money back. That's not the price. He can retire from the NBA right now and go. Well, I don't know if they have a contract situation where if he retires from the NBA and try to play in another league, they can stop him from playing because he has a contract with them. I don't know if that works like that.
You guys are not making no sense. That's like me saying because I chose the profession I'm in, if I decide not to leave, I'm letting the people I work with down. Then so be it.
Yeah.
To the Brooklyn Nets, you chose
people quit every day, B.
Brooklyn as your destination. You chose the Nets franchise to represent. You asked KD and James Harden to come on board with you in Brooklyn to establish your own legacy, and then you leave them hanging.
Nope.
I'll ask again. Did the Lakers and the Clippers attempt to leave the NBA hanging?
Circumstances change. Things happen in life. This is a moment in his life where he's not, as we know so far, he's not willing to do this. And his teammates should be understanding that it's his decision.
Teammates have not came out against him. They've supported him at least.
I'm particularly talking about Kevin Durant.
Here's the thing. Somebody made a point. I saw somebody saying that. They said they believe KD, James Harden, and the Nets turn their back on him.
Probably so.
They're making a point. KD, you ain't fighting for him. James Harden, y'all ain't saying no. He playing and we ain't playing.
Because they worried about that money.
So if KD and James Harden right now said, you know what? If Kyrie don't play, we don't play.
Then it would be done and over with.
How fast do they say, okay, if KD and James Harden right now, because Stephen A is making the point that Kyrie Irving turning his back on them, if they came out right now and said, you know what, we respect our teammates' decision, if he don't play,
we don't play.
Even if he can't play the home games because of the ban, okay, but if he don't play the away games, we don't play. Wouldn't they be riding for their teammate? But you
talking about brotherhood a couple of videos ago
when they haven't came out and dissed him.
So when it finally come out, we're gonna talk about it.
Come out what?
If they don't come out and support him.
So wait, I don't see that as betraying him.
Okay.
I think it would definitely be. He's making the point that Kyrie Irving is turning his back on them. I'm saying, could we make the same argument for KD and James Harden? Couldn't they say we ain't playing if he ain't playing? I'm not making the argument they are backstabbing him. I'm just making a point to him.
Wouldn't that be the thing to do? To come out and defend a team member?
Probably so. Let's go to the next clip. Now, this was an argument that Jay Williams and Stephen A. Smith had. Now, if you listen to Jay Williams the last couple of weeks with this situation, he's made the point. He respects Kyrie's right to not take it, even though he disagrees with it. But he respects his opinion, his choice not to get vaccinated. But he said that the Nets have to do what's best for their team. The same way Kyrie can do what's best for him, the Nets have to do what's best for them. So he's been kind of on the defense of Kyrie. So him and Stephen A. Smith got in the back and forth. And Jay Williams was trying to have a conversation, but Stephen A. does what he always does, which is get loud and start talking all kind of crazy. Let's show you what he had to say.
Family member, I've had COVID twice. I get it. I just want to be careful when we start going down this road that we're going to act like Kyrie Irving being vaccinated or not being vaccinated is going to change the minds of millions of people. Like, we start going down this road and we start... I know, but I'm just telling you how...
Well, that would make a point why y'all so aggressive towards him. You think he's going to influence other people.
Because they think it's going to influence...
If you didn't think he would influence anybody else, you would just, all right, he's not taking it.
Y'all feel, whether you want to agree with it or not, that he has some sort of... he can influence Somebody.
And the more you go against them, the bigger that influence is going to get, by the way.
How it feels some people, Stephen A. When you start calling people stupid or you start calling people saying that they're selfish and these things start going all over the internet, that creates a different narrative. And people start fighting back against that narrative. I'm just telling you how it is on the other side, Stephen A. I know you have your thoughts on how you see things.
What's the other side? What's the other side? The point is we're sitting here
being vaccinated, man. I'm just trying to tell you.
I didn't say you weren't. We're talking about you're the one that took it there, Jay. We're talking about a basketball. Yes. We're talking about a basketball player who signed on to play for the Brooklyn Nets that has left his team hanging.
Do I got to say it again? I don't think I need. He keeps saying, "Do I have to say it again?"
No, you
2020
don't.
Season. Answer that question.
That's what we're talking about. Personal decision. He's choosing to do that for him. And when you go through an unprecedented time in the history of this country, you have your own individual right to make your own decision about what you want to do for you and your family. I just respect that right. I'm not saying I agree with that right. I respect
all right then. You respect the right. I'm saying that you know. I'm saying that you know.
Okay.
If you're signed on to do a job, okay? And that's what comes with it. That comes with it. Now, I can get deeper and bring up the fact that the president of the healthcare system, virtual healthcare system in South Jersey, was the one that personally took me to the ICU, and
I'm not disagreeing with that, Stephen A.
I didn't say you were.
You act like we had 100% vaccination rate in this country since the beginning of all illnesses that occurred.
You know what, Jay, you sound full of it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not talking about.
Wow.
He sounds full of it.
Stephen A. Smith is loud.
Attack dog.
He the one that need to go. He's the one that need to go.
Like I said, they have purposely brought more attention to this. Like you said, this might be a storyline.
I think they're actually hurting themselves by
100%.
bringing more attention to this.
I'm gonna see how Kyrie Irving handles. He has 1 week to the season start.
If he
doesn't get vaccinated, by the way, he can end up getting vaccinated in November or December. But if I'm not playing this year. I'm gonna wait until the mandate is over. I won't play until the mandate is over. Does the mandate end?
Don't ask me.
No, I'm asking. Like,
I don't think it ends. I mean, right now in the state of Washington,
there's a decrease in Washington. It hasn't been an
no.
increase.
They're claiming there's not a decrease in Washington.
But this app on my phone that they said gives me all the data is saying it's a decrease.
Listen, we're still wondering. Listen, I'm not gonna go into it.
Don't do it yet. We'll get into it another day.
I mean, now on the link, the Metro Link train, it now says mask are mandatory. It wasn't saying that. Now it's saying it's mandatory.
I thought you already had to wear them.
You had to wear them, but I'm saying you didn't have the damn robot announcing it on the damn thing.
Yeah, they did. Remember when we got back from the airport?
Okay, I don't remember.
Yeah, it did. But yeah, I don't know why they think this is going to end positively for them, unless he gets vaccinated. And I'm not saying he's not.
Smith.
I'm not saying he won't. I'm gonna wait and see how this story plays out. But it's strange to me how the number one word you keep hearing next to him and anybody who's unvaccinated is stupid, dumb, ignorant, selfish.
Like that guy was absolutely right. You can't just be going around calling people dumb and stupid.
Like,
I have a right to my opinion.
And now they're mocking people who say, I'm still doing the research. Like, oh, they're still doing the research. Like, bruh, there are articles and papers written by scientists that says the opposite of what you believe. Yes, I'm reading research. Just because it don't say what you think it say, don't mean it's not credible. And there's so much stuff we can't put on YouTube because of that. But it's whatever. But
5 years from now, Walking Dead. The Walking Dead gonna be real.
I'm gonna show you. I ain't show you the video yet. The stuff I can tell y'all right now will blow your mind, but I can't say it because it'll be called misinformation, even though it's literally by scientists are saying it, doctors. But I can't say it on YouTube because
you can't even say it on Patreon.
You can't.
We know people who put up stuff and they had to take stuff down on Patreon.
You think it's for that?
I
don't think it's for that.
I don't think you can put even that type of stuff up on Patreon.
I think on Patreon you probably can. I'm gonna look it up though. I'm gonna look that up.
But you can't even put that stuff up on your own website.
Yeah, you can. We definitely know you can't do that. They coming for that though. When I found out the government could take down your website, I was like, oh yeah, the game has changed. But yeah, Kyrie, stand strong. I'm definitely gaining more and more respect for you. Y'all already has respect for you. Gaining even more.
If you take that vaccine, I'm gonna come back and say, Bravo. Great storyline.
Oh, here you go. The actors. Try to think everybody a conspiracy actor. But yeah, man.
And the Academy Award goes to Mr. Irving.
But yeah, they keep calling these players stupid and dumb, and now they're calling for Kyrie Irving pretty much to be kicked out of the NBA. They want him gone. He's a troublemaker, as that other woman said from Black News Channel.
Anybody that has anybody that has a brain or a thought that can form their own opinion
is a troublemaker. It's crazy. Remember that at the beginning of
get along.
When they were going back to the NBA bubble, I think Adrian Wojnarowski, Woj, had an article or something written called Kyrie Irving, the Disruptor. They've been calling this man a disruptor for 2 years now. We'll see how they
Not
handle
the first time I've heard somebody call him bipolar.
Yeah. I mean, we heard a couple people. We
not going to say who.
He called him bipolar a little bit.
We're not going to say who called him bipolar.
But what's bipolar about anyway? Well, all right, man. That's our video on that. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Please leave a comment. Yeah, man. That's our opinion on that. All praise to the Most High and peace, man.